All right, I want you guys to imagine with me an Egyptian marketplace, 1600 years before Jesus Christ. Hundreds of merchants selling all types of goods. And among everything that is for sale, there stands this young man on the auction block getting ready to be sold into slavery. You could tell that his skin has been burned from the sun. His lips are cracked and dry because of how thirsty he is. You can see the ribs sticking out because of how hungry he is. He's tired. He's walked a long journey. He's gone all the way from Canaan to Egypt, and that journey is over 5,000 miles, and he's been dragged the entire time, dragged with a rope around his neck because he's a slave. He's a slave. He's friendless. He's moneyless. He has no status. He has no home, nothing to call his own. A slave without anything, but God said that Joseph was a successful man. In Genesis 39:2, this is what it says exactly. It says that the Lord was with Joseph, and Joseph succeeded in everything that he did. Imagine that, right? A slave, but still successful. Someone being sold into slavery, but still successful. Someone who has nothing, who doesn't have any friends, doesn't have any money, doesn't have any certainty about what the future is going to bring, but he's still successful. And as long as the Lord is with you, you can be successful too. So don't allow circumstances, right? The circumstances right now, it feels like it doesn't feel like, but we are in a quarantine, right? It feels like we're in a prison, just like Joseph was in a prison, but it doesn't have to be a prison. Don't look at it like a prison. Instead of a prison, look at it like preparation, because that's what God was doing with Joseph. He was preparing Joseph for a moment where Joseph would be able to be a blessing to so many other people around him. He was building within Joseph the skills and the faith and the ability that Joseph needed in order to be what God wanted him to be. So your prison is really your preparation. And in times of uncertainty, that's where your faith is developed. And so don't allow your circumstances to define who you are. Instead, your circumstances are going to make you what God wants you to be in the future. Use this time right now to pray and to say to God, God, what do you want me to learn during this time? How do you want me to develop? How do you want my faith to grow? What skills, what things have been on my list for a long time, but I've been neglecting to do it? What commandments have you given me, dreams and goals that you've put in my heart and that have been sitting there dormant for so long, but I've been neglecting to do it because I had so many other things on my plate, or maybe I was just afraid to really do it. Now is the time to do it. You got no excuses. You got time right now. And so don't look at yourself as a victim. Don't look at yourself as you being in a prison and you being in quarantine. Really, this is your time of incubation. This is your time of preparation. Let's get busy doing what God has called us to do. This is not the time to take a step back, to go slower, and to be cautious. This is the time to go. Sometimes God will tell you to go somewhere and there might be all sorts of uncertainty. He'll say, go to a place where I'm calling you. And that don't make no sense because it's like, God, I want to know where that place is, what that place is. But God is saying, just go. Just go and just trust me. Go and trust me. So everybody is in a time of uncertainty and confusion right now. And everybody's feeling the pressure, feeling the pain, and feeling the difficulty. And some people are really experiencing this in ways that others are not. Some of us have experienced losing people because of this virus. Some of us have experienced, having sick relatives because of this virus. And I pray that God would move and heal and provide and protect all of his people. But I don't want you to look at this time as a prison, as a time of quarantine. I want you to look at this as a time of preparation. And a time where God is going to make his people successful. The Lord was with Joseph and he succeeded. If God is with you, you can also succeed during this time as well. God bless you. I hope this encourages you. Pass it along, share it with your friends, and let's keep our eyes focused on what God wants us to be focused on. God bless you all. Take care.